On today's episode, we'll be preparing for summer break. Whether you're looking for some resources for the upcoming semester or fun things to do, the Director of Student Life here at MATC has you covered. Also, Chef James will be showing you how to easily whip up some quick smoothies, and student producer Alec Walsh heads over to Valley View Park, a great place to go and enjoy some quality outdoor activities. All this and more coming up on MATC Now, so stay tuned. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of MATC Now. As always, I'm your host, Hannah Tahtinen, and as some of you may already know, this semester is coming to an end, which means this will be our final episode of MATC Now, for now. Today, I'm joined by an MATC TV alumni, Miss Taylor Padgett. Hi, Taylor, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing just fine. Thanks for asking. So how does it feel to be back in the TV studio?
It feels great. I mean, it's been a while since I've been here, so it's amazing to be back and just to see how everything has changed since I've left. So it's exciting.
Well, as a busy TV persona yourself, we're very glad to have you for the show.
Thank you.
We'll catch up with Taylor in just a little bit, but before we go into the television program here at MATC, let's hear from the Director of Student Life and all they have to offer students.
So Student Life does a variety of things that usually we can break down into a few key parts. One is providing experiential learning outside the classroom of some sort, and that usually is through leadership development, professional development, and other key learning outcomes that we have for students. That's facilitated through events, student leadership opportunities such as student organizations, conferences, etc. On the other side of that, the other thing that we typically provide is support resources that include things like the Milwaukee County Transit U-Pass system for a bus pass for students to have transportation, Dream Keepers, which is a emergency grant funding for students up to $500 one time in case of emergency, as well as like healthcare through the Fast Care program that we manage as well. So overall, we're there for the student from the time they become a student all the way through to make sure that they get to graduation and kind of provide holistic opportunities for them to develop further. The different types of events, we tend to think of them in three main buckets of events. First being like a social type event that is mainly focused on fun, meeting other people and connecting with fellow students. The second type is what we call educational events. So that can focus on leadership development, professional development. It could be an academic skill or time management skill type of a program. And then the third is community, which means connecting to your local community, your Milwaukee community, et cetera, and giving back usually in some sort of manner. Since the pandemic, our events have been all virtual. We've been providing as many opportunities as we can during the pandemic, with over 300 virtual events hosted since the pandemic happened or started. And moving forward, we're looking to get back into some of those in-person events as well. That will include like on-campus speakers and those types of things. So all of our resources we provide typically year-round. Those include the Milwaukee County Transit U-Pass system, which allows a student that's enrolled in 6 or more post-secondary credits to ride the Milwaukee County buses for free, unlimited amount of times, anywhere within their reach that they go. And so that can be great for transportation to getting to campus or getting from one campus to another. The other things that we provide are typically some sort of food resources, and we work with the Student Resource Center to provide that with their community partners. We also do Dream Keepers emergency grant funding, which is again $500 as a one-time emergency grant. So for instance, if your car breaks down, that's the only way you can get to class. Sometimes we can help pay for the repair bill, for instance. The other one is Fast Care, which is either virtual on-demand or in-person healthcare services for a variety of things. I recommend checking out the Fast Care website to see what's covered. And then the other resources that we tend to provide are things like the technology assistance piece that we've been doing during the pandemic, which is distributing Chromebooks, and we partner with the library and others at the college to also provide hotspots to students. And so we're trying to solve that technology gap that exists not only due to the pandemic, but before the pandemic. And so we're trying to resolve that, or try to provide as much resources as we can during the pandemic as well.
Mr. Zyman's in the Student Life Office has always been a big help. They have always pointed me in the right direction and provided helpful tips. If you have not been to the Student Life Office yet, I would recommend that you stop by. They have a lot to offer.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea, Taylor. So as an alumni of the TV program, we are especially glad to have you as not only a co-host, but stopping here to chat with us today.
Yes.
So if you don't mind, I'd love to ask you a couple questions about your experience. Well, first off, how are you doing exiting the program and working in a new career in TV?
I'm actually doing pretty good since, well, even before I graduated from the program, I got the opportunity to work with a news station here in Wisconsin, in West Dallas, is CBS 58. So I've been working there ever since I've got the job, and I've been doing pretty good.
Yeah. How did this program help prepare you for working at 58?
This program taught me a lot about myself, as well as just all of the skills that I needed to be able to work in television.
Tell me, what is your dream job in TV?
I would say my dream job would be to be like Kevin, like an executive producer of maybe my own shows, or creating my own movie or something like that.
Well, now that we've talked about sort of the dream destination, why don't you, for our viewers at home, talk a little bit about what your job at the station is,
Okay.
And just tell us about what it was like on your first day.
My job now at CBS 58, I am currently a technical director. I started as a floor, so I kind of moved my way up the food chain during the whole pandemic and everything else. So that was a challenge, but it's been a great challenge, and it has helped to mold me and shape me into the person that I am, to this career woman that I am becoming, I should say.
Definitely. And let's talk quickly about student operations. It's such a big part of the program here, and we just finished up student operations last week. Can you tell me a little bit about what your involvement was like?
For me, when I was in the program, student ops was a big deal, like you said. My role in particular was the remote producer. So I was out in the field, just kind of navigating everybody and making sure people were in their places, and making sure we had the right people on set or in the field that we were going to be doing our program or show with. So it was a lot of just, staying in contact with people and making sure everybody was okay, and making sure everybody was, happy.
We have a remote segment in this show that we do every week, and I'm not sure if our viewers at home are aware of how difficult coordinating something like that can be.
It is.
Can you tell our viewers at home some of the things that could go wrong on a remote?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. I mean, being out in the field as opposed to being in the studio, for one, you have to be able to try and always maintain some type of contact with someone in the studio, so that we can make sure that we are on time, making sure that our host is on time, making sure that everybody is in their places, and just making sure that everybody knows exactly what they're doing. Because if you don't, and you're out in the field, and let's say something goes wrong in the studio, and we need you out in the field to be on point, if you're not in contact or in good communication, that could mess up the show and it would look bad. So you kind of want to make sure you're having good communication at all times. I think that's a major thing.
Communication is something that'll help you in all sorts of areas in this industry. Well, for those of you who don't know, that each year the television production students take over the station here at Milwaukee PBS for a day. As we just mentioned, this day is referred to as Student Operations Day. It's an opportunity for students to showcase their work and demonstrate what they've learned over the past year. Students create the programming, run a live block, and fulfill certain leadership roles for student ops. This past weekend was student ops, and it was a first for many of us, myself included. Speaking of student ops, we'll show you a recap of Saturday's happenings.
Partners with Milwaukee PBS to give students a chance to show off their work. This opportunity is called Student Operations Day.
It is a day dedicated to only student-made productions, shows, and other videos. Basically what we do is, for the whole semester, we make our own shows, and then we also produce a live block, which is around 4 hours. We do the live block, and then the rest of the day is just all student productions.
I'd say that Student Operations is the day where my group and I really get to see everything come together that we've been working on this semester. I believe we started filming ours in March, and we've just been working on it for the last few months, and it's just been incredible to see everything come together, from going to an idea to actually being a fully realized program, and see everything that we did just fall into place.
Even though this opportunity is extremely exciting for students, it also is a very difficult and stressful time.
Pre-production, all of that. And on top of that, you got to work on other shows, other classes, and you got to make sure that you have a good workflow, you know, have a good schedule. It is not easy, but in the end, once you do complete it, you feel like you can conquer anything, because you now know what needs to be done in order to create not only a good production day, but a single production on your own.
As a first-year student, I didn't really know what to expect, but I also did, if that makes any sense, because I was an intern at Channel 12 back in 2018, so I did get to see like some of the mayhem during election night, so I can see how a TV studio is, but I didn't get to do anything hands-on. Whereas now I got to be controlling stuff. I got to do shading, I got to work a camera, I got to do so many different things that I didn't get to do when I was just watching other people do it. So that was a really cool side of it to be on.
Although the students have to make these shows by themselves, staff and Milwaukee PBS employees work with them.
The unique thing about student operations is that it's not just the second years doing all of this, it's pretty much everybody. You got the employees at PBS, the engineers, instructors, the second year students, which are the main people who put this together, and you also got the first years. All three of those groups really need to communicate well together to understand what needs to get done which day, who's going to do what, and it is one of the biggest things that students will ever do here, and you will definitely get a lot out of it.
Knowing that you're going to do student ops, really take advantage of workshop shows. I just thought that was a lot of fun, and it gave me a better idea of what to expect for student ops and to not be so nervous. And I think that really helped me going, oh, I've done CG during a workshop show. Now I know how to do it for ops and not be worried that it's live on TV because I've done it before.
One thing that I always tell people, and this is not just for student ops, this is advice for all other productions and videos you need to make, pretend like it's due tomorrow. Make sure you have everything you need as soon as you can, because if you just don't think about it till last minute, you're gonna screw yourself over. So just think about it, prepare as much as you can, pretend like you have no more time, get everything together, and as cheesy as it sounds, just have fun with it. This is a big day for you. You're a student who gets to produce TV. You know, not other film or TV students can say that. So just work hard, have fun, and just do not be afraid of the pressure that's about to come.
Student Operations is an amazing opportunity for students. It gives them a look into what it's like working in a live production.
As summer and graduation grow near, finding work in the community is a high priority for many students. One man, a longtime supporter of MATC, has gone above and beyond to provide opportunities for working students.
So I'm John Hirsch. I'm the Director of Business Development for our Steel and Heating Supply Company. I've been working with Milwaukee Area Technical College for, just trying to reflect, I think it's been at least 5 years now that I've been involved with the university. And I serve on the HVAC advisory board, and our advisory board meets twice a year. And the purpose or the reason for the advisory board is helping the university relate or interact with the prospective employment community out there in the marketplace. And most importantly, I want to help dissuade that old negative connotation or maybe the negative stigma associated with a two-year technical college. I've come to realize that the caliber of students coming out of the Wisconsin Technical College system is incredible.
John has always been highly interactive with students in his field, but recently he's had to look to other programs to fill a video producer role.
You know, being a Milwaukee-based company, our Steel, family-owned business, having the ability or the opportunity to collaborate with a local university is awesome. And you know what? Originally, kind of our vision was to support our profession, our trade, our industry. And it was really exciting and fun when we discovered that we could also collaborate with the university with our need for a video producer. So it's just a natural. And honestly, it was the first place that we went. This position was not marketed through social media or any open channels. It was literally a personal phone call to the university, and we never even considered going elsewhere or seeking through any other employment channel.
The new hire ended up being Jeff Jelenchek, an MATC alumni from the TV video production program.
We ended up bringing Jeff on as our first ever permanent full-time video producer for our Steel, and it's been awesome. Like I say, Jeff's he's less than 5 months on the job. Seems like he's worked with us a lot longer, but we work so closely with Jeff.
I met John Hirsch, I would say we started talking late fall of last year of 2020. And he was introduced to me through Kevin, through emailing and everything. And then we just went through the interview process, got to know him, got to know a lot more people on the team. And eventually, got hired on. And I worked pretty tight with him. The opportunities that John gives, honestly, are world class, and I'm very grateful to be able to sit in the seat and give him and the company sort of my take on video and then put my best foot forward.
John looks to the future and the possibility of reaching an even more diverse range of students.
Selfishly speaking, it's fun. I love the opportunity. I've had a great career. I love what I do professionally. I always tell the students, if you can find a job doing something that you enjoy, the saying is you'll never work a day in your life. And truly, I have one of those jobs. So because I love what I do and I'm passionate and enthusiastic about it, so it's fun to share that story with the students. So who knows, in all likelihood, there may be other opportunities that present themselves going forward. I just don't know specifically what that might be.
And with graduation happening this past Friday, now is the perfect time for students to look for jobs in their community. We just heard from John Hirsch, Director of Business Development at Our Steel, and how he works to provide new opportunities for students of all kinds.
People like John are working hard to provide information and opportunities for MATC students from various programs. It's inspiring to see the last generation help the next generation succeed in their careers. And not only are there great opportunities in the community to find jobs, you can check out the Career Hub here at MATC for summer employment. It's time now to check in with our field correspondent, Tyler, who is coming to us live from the job shop. Tyler, what's going on in the Career Hub this summer?
Oh, well, I'm about to find out. Thanks, Hannah. I'm here in the first floor of the S building in the Career Hub. And today I am joined by Jim Fall, who is the, I want to make sure I get this right, the Student Employment Coordinator. How are you doing today, Jim?
Doing good.
Good, good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me about the Career Hub. What does it offer students? What services can they find here?
Oh, sure, absolutely. We actually have lots of services. Basically, the short answer is that we are a resource for students for anything kind of around your career. But when you break it down, we offer a lot of different things. We have our career coaches who can help maybe explore new career options with you, do assessments, career assessments, or do career research. We have our employment specialists who can help with resumes, like resume reviews, mock interviews. They also set up our job fairs with employers, so bringing employers on campus to get more exposure with employers and students. We also have our CPLE team, which is Credit for Prior Learning and Experiences, who help with transferring credits, maybe even past credit experience for like either military experience or work-life experience. And we also have our student employment in here too, so for students who are looking for on-campus jobs.
Wow, that is a lot more than I anticipated. So these little cubicles around here, are these for the students or people that work here? What's their function?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Yes, this is for our students. So this is for when students, if they need to come in, maybe update their resume or fill out a profile online, maybe an application, maybe do one of our assessments online. They're free to come in and use these as they need.
How does the Career Hub notify students of employment opportunities? How do they keep in touch with the students?
Oh, sure. So we have a great website called Handshake. We actually just switched to this in the last year or so, and this is it's a great resource for students for finding employment. We have employers contacting us all the time, letting us know about their job opportunities. And when we do, we have them post them on Handshake. That's where, and they're always related towards like different programs. So if a student is looking for something, say in welding, the welding jobs are on there. And it's a great resource for students because as compared to like different job boards around, like, Milwaukee Career Hub, or excuse me, like Monster, things like that. This is only for students and alumni of the school. So it's jobs dedicated towards students, and it's only them on there looking for them.
That's fantastic. So if you, like on the Handshake website, then you can filter by like program and whatnot. So like,
yes,
you said, welding is an example.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So it's really just off of the program of what the student's in. So the jobs that are on there, you'll be able to search for and see what's in the area. If you're just looking in Milwaukee, if you want to go statewide, you can choose whatever options that you're looking for.
Fantastic. So summer is right upon us here
Yes.
in just a few seconds. What do summer operations look like here? Can students come and look for summer job opportunities here?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, we actually have quite a few opportunities for part-time work here at MATC for students. You just have to be registered in one or more college credit to work over the summer, but we have opportunities. Two areas that we're looking for this summer that are pretty high needs are, one, our building services. So working around campus, cleaning things up, making sure everything's clean right now is pretty high and crucial. But just, doing different services around campus, some of our outside work also that we'll be doing, but then also our door monitors, making sure, temperature checks, swiping in, making sure, you're getting to where you need. Those are the two areas that we're really hiring for this summer.
Well, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to throw things back to you in the studio, Hannah.
Thanks, Tyler. I'll make sure to spread the word. MATC wants to ensure that students are ready to enter into the workforce by providing high-quality degrees and programs. One of the types of content that the students here in the TV video production department at MATC produce weekly is a cooking segment. Hey, Taylor, did you ever have the chance to film a cooking segment here at the studio?
I did, actually.
Yeah, tell me a little more about that. What show did you do that for?
I got to produce a cooking segment with my partner at the time for the show called Letters to Santa that they do here every year during Christmas. It's amazing, awesome program. And we decided that we wanted to make homemade Rice Krispie treats and hot chocolate.
Oh gosh, well, that sounds delicious. Maybe you can whip some up for me after the show?
Of course, we can definitely make that happen.
Awesome.
All this talk about food has me wishing I was on a vacation enjoying a nice fruit smoothie. While I may not be chilling on the beach, Chef James has a delicious smoothie recipe to share with us today. He whipped up some delicious smoothies to keep us cool and refreshed.
Hi everyone, I'm Chef James, and today I'll be showing you how to make your very own smoothie at home. Smoothies are super fun to make and super versatile. Just keep in mind, you might make a small mess. Now, for you to be able to make your smoothie at home, you will need a few things, such as, pretty importantly, a blender. You're also going to need some fruit juices like pineapple juice, coconut water, etc. Ice cubes, about 1 to 2 cups, depending on how much you want to make. And last but not least, whatever fruits you choose to use. Today, I am going to be using some strawberries, some watermelon, and some pineapple. Now, if you're cutting any of the fruits at home, please be careful. It can be a little tricky to cut up certain fruits, especially some like pineapple or watermelon. Just be careful. If you want to cut out the middleman entirely, you can get diced fruit like pre-cut and frozen at the grocery store, and it works just as well. Now, let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is pour your ice cubes into the blender and blend them up a little so they get nice and crushed. We've already done that step because it's a little bit loud. Next, you're going to want to add some fruit. And this is where you can really mix up how you want your smoothie. If you want something that's a little more sour, you might want to go for citruses like limes, lemons, oranges, etc. If you want something a little sweeter, you might go for bananas or strawberries or something similar. We've got watermelon, pineapple, and strawberries here, so we're going to be getting something that's a little bit sweet and a little bit tart. Kind of just eyeball in how much fruit you want. It's totally customizable, totally up to you. Whoa. All right, once you've got your fruit in, you're going to add your juices. Now, we have pineapple juice, cranberry juice, and coconut water here. You can add 1 type of juice, you can add 3, you can add however much you want. It just adds a little bit of zing to the smoothie and helps it blend easier. It's absolutely up to you. The ones we've got here are gonna give it a little bit of a tartar taste. So if that's something you don't want as much, but you do like the flavors, you can always add a little sugar or something to kind of cancel that out and get the flavors of like cranberry and pineapple that you like, but not have it be super, super tart. Now that everything's in the blender, I'm gonna stir it up a little bit because the ice can sometimes settle and clog it up. And then I'm gonna get blending. So if your blender has a smoothie setting, awesome. You can just use that and you're good. If not, you're gonna just put it on high, click that, and then let it go for 10-15 seconds. Or not even that. Now, if you want to make sure everything blended smoothly, you can stop and stir it up, but I think we're good to go. If not, you can just do like you did at the beginning and stir it up, move some things around, make sure the blades are clear, and just do it again for another 5-10 seconds. Then you're just gonna grab the cup you'll be using and fill them up to the top. You might want to use your spatula for this because it can pour a little messy if you're not careful. Here we go. And there you have it. You can also add some fruits like a garnish on top, add a little decoration, totally up to you. I personally like to put a little fruit on the rim because it makes me feel fancy. Then you're gonna pop a straw in, and there you have it. A nice healthy smoothie for you guys to enjoy for the summer. That's all for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great summer.
Messy or not, those are definitely worth making at home, especially on a hot day. Let's see what events we have for this week's MATC Minute. MATC North Shore Pharmacy. Okay, because y'all not.
MATC North Shore Pharmacy will provide COVID-19 Pfizer vaccinations Tuesday, May 25th from 9:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. at the downtown campus in room M605. walk-ins are welcome. If you plan on taking a summer and/or fall classes and you need a Chromebook or a hotspot device, now is the time to pick one up. Any questions? Just email studenttechassistance@gmail.com. As summer registration is coming to an end, fall registration is now open. Students can register for in-person, online, or blended courses. And lastly, MATC is offering a free online course called The Pause, which you can view at your own convenience. Learn to pause, rest, and stay calm. For more information, contact Carlos Aranda at 414-571-4577.
Thanks, Hannah. Summer is right in front of us, and that means fun in the sun. Student producer Alec Walsh shows us around Valley View Park, a nearby hangout with, well, let's just say a lot of activities.
Producer Alec Walsh, and this is your hidden geMKE. With summer vacation just right around the corner, there are so many activities that people have just been waiting to do. These activities include sports and hiking, and if you have kids, you can bring to the playground. All of this can be done at Valley View Park in New Berlin.
When it comes to sports, Valley View Park offers a lot of different courts and fields. Basketball courts and tennis courts can be played on for some quick back and forth action with your friends. Soccer fields and baseball diamonds are also found here, if you also want to play some of the world's most famous sports.
If sports are not your thing, you can also enjoy the various beautiful hiking trails that the park offers as well.
The park also features 2 different playgrounds. Each playground has everything you need when it comes to slides, swings, and other fun jungle gym elements. Another interesting fact about Valley View Park is that this is where the annual New Berlin Soapbox Derby occurs, and this event is held sometime in September.
I'm student producer Alec Walsh, and this has been your hidden geMKE.
Well, congratulations to graduates of 2021. And for those not graduating, have a great summer, and we look forward to having you back next year. Well, it looks as if that's all the time we have for today. Whether you've been with us for the past few minutes or all season long, on behalf of the entire TV production program here at MATC, thank you for watching. I'm still Hannah Tahtinen, and as the great Barbara Walters once said, well, that was fun.